Hey everyone, it's Cacodemontube here with another video. Well, yesterday was a big day, wasn't it? If you don't know what I'm talking about, yesterday was Quakecon 2024, and alongside a new version of Doom for PC and modern consoles that has been announced, there was also a Super Nintendo version announced, produced by Limited Run Games, that is improved, has a better frame rate, has all the levels, it comes in a regular edition and a special edition. And I am pleased to announce that I can finally confirm that I worked on this game. So let me talk about what happened actually. I knew about this for a year, but I couldn't talk about it because, you know, NDA and all that stuff. So yeah, I was asked by Randy Linden to help, which I got to know Randy Linden a lot because I showed him the mods I made back in the day, and we worked together on the source code with Play 134. So he asked me if I could help with porting levels from PC version to the Super Nintendo version, levels that were missing from the original. And so there were levels missing in the original game from episodes 1, 2 and 3, and now there also needed to be levels added that were for episode 4 that was going to be included. Well, I got tasked to make 5 levels. It was actually 3, but I helped some other team members with optimizing their levels. I'll explain later. So anyway, in total there were 5 levels I worked on. These were 2 from the original game and 3 from the episode 4, Die Flesh Consumed. So being tasked with porting those levels, I got to work with the familiar tools I always use. Luckily it was all very easy to get into, and I just needed to send levels and they would get processed with the converter and tested and all the things, so it was a very smooth process. So my philosophy with porting levels in this game were that I wanted to remove as little as possible from the levels in the game. I always think that if I have to remove too much, then it really hurts, you know, it's like every unnecessary move hurts a little bit. So the levels had to fit in a certain space of memory, and with some levels that was really easy. You just had to cut some corners, had to, you know, simplify some geometry, and then it would work. With others it was a very big puzzle, and yeah, it took a lot of time, but eventually I got it to fit in the requirements. And yeah, with some levels I had only a byte to spare or something, so I really pushed it, you know, I tried to keep it in the limit and not remove too much of it, because yeah, I really wanted to focus that the levels looked as much as the PC version as possible, and that I, you know, could keep as much of it in. So actually, with some of the levels like E1M6 that I worked on and E4M9, they were made by Imboy4 and Roblox respectively. They also worked on the game, and we agreed that I would go work on those levels a little bit more and try to revert some changes that were made to simplify them, just to get it to fit in that memory space. I really wanted to focus on that, so yeah, that was kind of the philosophy. And the levels I worked on were E1M6. It was started by Imboy4, and eventually I got to finish it, you know, and add the last optimizations and revert some changes back to make it look more like the PC version. Then I made E2M7. E2M7 was the hardest of all the maps actually, because it was a very big challenge to get it to fit in the memory requirements. Yeah, it's a big level and it does have a lot of detail and room, so yeah, I had to really stretch the limits with that one, but I think it still turns out very good. You know, you gotta optimize it a lot with removing those corners and also merging sectors and all those things. The third level I worked on was E4M6, and that one was also kind of difficult, but actually easier than E2M7. It turned out very well. Personally, E4M6 is one of my favorites of Die Flesh Consumed, so was really excited to port that one finally. I tried it a lot when I was working with the older tools, and I couldn't get it to work because it was just a very difficult map to port. But now I finally got it to work, and it's in the game. And then I also worked on E4M8, the final boss level of Ultimate Doom, and that one was really fun to work on as well. And then last but not least, I got to work on E4M9 a little bit. Roblox, which I've known for a long time, he was the one that worked on that level, but I asked Roblox if I could, you know, optimize it a little bit more and get some of those details back in the required memory limit. So he agreed, and I got some of those changes back, added a little bit more stairs, you know, added this, added that. So that was really cool to do actually. So I worked on 5 maps, which 3 of them were made all by me, and the other 2 I helped with. So anyway, people may be asking, where can you get this game? Where can you buy it? And where can you pre-order it? Well, it's going to be published by Limited Run Games, and Limited Run Games is going to launch a pre-order page very soon. You can get a regular edition and a limited edition, which is limited to 666 copies. Yeah, go figure. I think with the regular edition, it's just that they look at what's being pre-ordered and they produce that. And then yeah, it gets shipped in 2025 somewhere. I mean, I still don't know all of the details, but you can get it at Limited Run Games very soon. So people have been asking about how does this work? How does this use a FX chip, or does this use something else? Well, I'm sorry to say, but I can't really confirm anything yet, because the technical details always change. So whether it is a special chip or something else, that is still to be determined. We're working on the technical stuff to get it to run as smooth as possible. We're trying to reach a frame rate of 30 FPS. I've heard that it keeps that frame rate a lot, so that's really good. There's also some other quality of life improvements, like you can circle strafe, you can select levels, so you can have level code, and there's also some really cool FMV intros. I really don't understand how Randy did this, but it's really cool to see full motion video on the Super Nintendo. It's like people have come a long way with developing for the Super Nintendo, I guess. It's really interesting. So these images that were taken, they were from Quakecon 2024. It's still being played there. It's playable at the showroom, the console showroom or something they call it, I don't know. And I hope people are interested in this. It was an honor to work on this. I'm very proud of the work that has been done, and also I wanted to give a shout out to the other people in the team. They will all be in the credits, and yeah, I hope you guys are excited about it as much as I was making it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you soon. I hope it doesn't have to take so long anymore to make another video. I couldn't, because I was working on this. So please like, favorite and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.